Welcome to Salisbury University on the Air, a program highlighting the activities and people on the SU campus. I'm Greg Bassett, and I'm sitting in for host Susan Purnell. In unveiling Salisbury University's updated facilities master plan last April, SU President Janet Dudley Eschbach predicted the university would eventually have a larger presence in downtown Salisbury. Thanks to local developers Palmer Gillis and Tony Gilkerson, that prediction is coming true sooner rather than later. Gillis and Gilkerson are donating one of West Main Street's signature structures, the Plaza Gallery Building and Annex, to the Salisbury University Foundation. The gift is valued at some $4.4 million. And here to tell us more is Dr. Janet Dudley Eschbach. Welcome, Dr. Janet.
Thank you for having me.
You are in your 16th year as president?
I know, it seems incredible. Time has just gone by like a flash.
Now, most of these college presidents, 7 years and they're gone.
That's
16
true.
years.
Well, you know, in Maryland, there's greater longevity for many of our university presidents, and I really attribute my success to the willingness to embrace change, and really I credit all of the employees and students of Salisbury University. We're a community, and you know, I could not be successful without them. I'd like to say that my success is due to some special personality characteristic, but I don't think that's it.
Well, and I would say as an observer that in the first 7 years, perhaps you made your mark, but now I think you're doing your best work.
Well, we've kind of hit our stride.
You're showing more vision, it seems to me.
You know, it is very difficult as a new president. You don't want to come in all charged up,
Right.
throwing out all these new ideas. That tends to rub faculty and others the wrong way. So you spend a little bit of time getting to know the community. And I don't just mean the university community, but the larger community. But some of the goals we articulated early on, I think, are beginning to resonate now, and we're really seeing evidence of them.
Now, just recently, the new chancellor for the University System of Maryland was on campus
Yes.
and got to meet him. That was great.
Yeah.
And I learned then that you are the longest serving female member of the University System of Maryland ever.
That's correct. That's correct. But then there haven't been that many women presidents.
Well, it's like an old boys network, isn't it?
Well, I think it used to be.
Right.
It used to be. I think things have changed a lot. You know, while I've been president, I've worked now for 3 chancellors. Each one has a different style. And I'll tell you, I think that this chancellor, Chancellor Bob Corrett,
Right.
has some great vision himself, and I think is going to be a very positive force as the university system hopes to continue to have some public taxpayer support.
Right.
And I think he's going to be an excellent chancellor.
Well, I know Susan really wanted to be here today, and she wants me to ask you to come back so she can subject you to some questioning sometime in the future. So
I'm happy to do
I hope
that.
you'll agree to that.
That would be great. But Greg, it's nice to see you
Thank
here
you.
today too.
Let's talk about this great thing that's going on downtown. Forever, my whole life, you know, the university is sort of down south, and they do their own thing, and they don't care about downtown Salisbury. But you're proving that not to be true, that you guys do care about downtown.
Again, one of my early goals was to try to understand why our community didn't think of itself as a university town or a university city, you know, a college town like so many other places throughout the country. And call me a slow learner, but the reality is that culture changes very slowly. And it took a while for me to really understand. First, one of our first goals, I had heard that residential communities near the university were concerned about the degradation of some of their neighborhoods, perhaps because some houses weren't kept the way they should have been kept up. And so we started by focusing our growth on the east and southern ends of campus, areas where businesses perhaps had declined or properties were for sale. So we did that. And for years now, many have been saying, come on, be part of downtown. But as president, I will only do what really makes sense for
Right.
the university, which, you know, that's my primary driving force. So there have been a number of opportunities, of course, beginning with the university art galleries downtown. And I really credit the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts, Martin Paraboom. He had a vision. He said, you know, Madam President, we need more space for our art galleries. We can host more shows, and it'll benefit downtown. Of course, we've got this great arts district downtown.
Right.
And so the whole point was really to be part of that excitement. The arts are thriving at Salisbury University, and they're thriving downtown. So that was kind of a natural marriage. And more recently, of course, the Third Friday programs have begun, the bike routes, the trolley
Trolley's
service.
great, yeah.
Trolley is really
Yeah.
neat. I love when I see that.
$1 to go downtown.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love when I see that trolley on our campus. And you know, you say $1 to go downtown, it's only a little over 2 miles.
Right.
I guess much less than that as the crow flies. But here's the thing, for some reason or other, students today would prefer to hop on a trolley
Right.
than to bike or walk
Yeah.
2 miles downtown. So that's been tremendous. So when the opportunity presented itself for us to have a presence in the gallery building, we got very excited about that. And you know, the generosity of Tony Gilkerson and Palmer Gillis. Palmer's vision.
Right.
He's been trying to get us downtown.
Right.
When I say us, I mean the university.
Right.
For many years. And so it was kind of neat when I heard that he was proposing donating the gallery building. That
Right.
He and Tony Gilkerson thought this would be a smart thing to do. And so I could hardly believe it. And I called Palmer and I said, "No, let me understand. You mean
Right.
you mean gifting? Gifting rather than selling?"
Right.
And he said, "That's exactly what I mean." And it's just very exciting because this is a 60,000 square foot mixed use. That is, there's some retail and actually some residential, but
$4.5 million.
some office. $4.4
$4.4.
million value on this facility, on this building, and it's in very good shape. So we are thrilled to expand our presence. I think, you know, business people, whether it's downtown or elsewhere in Salisbury, understand that the university is a major economic driver.
Right.
You know, today we have just under 9,000 students. Their parents come to visit them. In fact, this is our homecoming week.
Right.
And we'll have a lot of families, alumni, a lot of people coming to campus, and they spend money. So now the trick is, let's get them downtown. There's so
Right.
much exciting going on in downtown Salisbury.
And that building in my youth, that was where the Woolworths was.
That's right.
So it was really a big center of the community.
That's right.
And there's lots of things in there now. What are you going to do with that space?
Well, a couple of things. First of all,
Not to put you on the spot,
no,
but
no. You know, the currently you've got that great Maya Bella pizza.
yeah, the pizza place, the sandwich place.
That may stay.
Yeah.
You also have the current art gallery that's in that space.
Right.
Um,
Right. AING is downstairs there.
That's
yeah, okay.
correct.
That's a
And
really
so,
important. Yeah.
First, I want to say that we are going to honor the current leases.
Okay.
That's the game plan.
Right.
But as they expire, if people vacate, it will provide opportunities for further expansion of Salisbury University activities. You know, some of these will include, they'll all be oriented towards outreach. So some of these might include a new center for entrepreneurship where we would meet with anyone who wanted to start their own business
Right.
and help them devise a business plan. We're already doing some of this on the main campus.
Yes.
But the point is to get where the people are and to really be part of that downtown area. We also want a center for extended and lifelong learning. I'm not sure that's exactly what it'll be called at the end of the day, but some sort of outreach. We want to be serving citizens of all ages. So part of this plan, the larger vision of becoming a university town, is getting the citizens of Salisbury, the city of Salisbury and environs, really supportive, embracing the university. I don't know if we've done the best job we need to do, or as good a job as we can, in demonstrating to everyone this is a great asset, Salisbury University. But getting back to what might happen in that building, we have a foundation house. The foundation offices could go downtown. There are a number of other functions. Everybody's vying for that space. So there are many options, but it is of great importance to me that it be seen as a place with open doors.
Right.
Uh, Salisbury University, as a public university, benefits greatly from taxpayer dollars. So this university belongs to every citizen of the state of Maryland, and I hope we come to be seen as such.
Palmer Gillis, Tony Gilkerson, what are their ties to the university? I know Palmer's always been very involved with the foundation, but what would make them do this?
Well, Palmer got a BS in business
Right.
from the Purdue School of Business in 1975, and Tony Gilkerson has two sons with degrees from Salisbury University. Palmer also served on our foundation board
Right.
for 6 years, from 2000 to 2006. And so I think they're strong ties. But I'm going to venture a guess that more than those immediate ties, I think that these are individuals who want to see Salisbury thrive. They want to see the revitalization, and I don't think it's going too far to say rebirth of downtown. Think of the many fine restaurants that we can find downtown.
Right.
And I think increasingly will become a destination rather than something you pass through, particularly since the bypass was built. As people,
Right.
you think about
Yeah.
about the town of Berlin.
Yeah.
It's known to be a historic town. It's branded itself in such a way that people go out of their way to go there. That's the plan behind Salisbury, that in fact we will be a thriving arts district, a place where people want to come and walk along the Riverwalk. And I think that is becoming a reality.
Well, the connection thing's important too, because I know in my job I'm in the government office building a lot, and when I come out of that office building and I see the SU gallery right across the street and see the sign there, I go, that's cool, because the university is linked to this town. It's visual right there in that little area, and I think that the new building's only going to add to that.
I think that's true, and I think there are other future possibilities as well. We are in very preliminary discussions with PRMC and UMES, and frankly, a private medical school. There's the former site of the Daily Times
Right.
building.
Right.
That site is being redeveloped. Is there some way that some of our allied health programs and those that UMES offers could perhaps have a presence downtown in closer proximity to the hospital? We already do a lot in collaboration with PRMC, but what I see happening is this synergy. Different organizations, different employers, everything from arts and entertainment to going out to dinner, something as simple as that, and of course quality medical care. So I think Salisbury is an exciting place to be, and our goal too is to encourage students, once they graduate from Salisbury University, to want to stay in our region.
Right.
Because it's a happening place.
Right.
Because there are opportunities, not just job opportunities, but just cultural opportunities as well. And I think that's happening.
We hear that all the time. Students who graduate and don't even know that there was a downtown Salisbury.
That's right. Well, that's
Yeah.
changing. That's changing.
And you're going to make it change more.
I hope so, working with people like Tony and Palmer. We're very, very, very grateful to them, as you can imagine.
Well, Dr. Janet, it's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for telling us all about this, and we want you to come back and tell us more as this thing develops.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Greg.
And now, looking ahead, here are some of the events at the university in November. Our next guest is Robbie Sheehan, SU's Deputy Chief of Staff, Government and Community Relations Director, and Chair of the Town Gown Council. He's here to tell us about a new community relations initiative spearheaded by the university. Robbie, what is the Town Gown Council?
Town Gown Council, we actually do a lot downtown, actually. But the Town Gown Council was established in 2003 as a result of an initiative that Dr. Janet Dudley Eschbach had pioneered, Partners for Progress. And essentially it was designed to build a greater and stronger relationship between the university and the surrounding community. So we have representatives from every sphere of the local community. We've got the business community represented, we have local neighbors, other educational entities are represented, and honestly it's a forum that we get together and discuss community issues. It's an information sharing platform as well, so that we can explain what's going on at the university and how the community can get more involved. So it's really been an essential tool for building the relationship between the university and the surrounding community.
Now, this seems like kind of a departure for the university. I mean, the local joke's always been that some places are college towns and some places are towns with colleges.
Yes.
With Salisbury maybe being the latter a little bit.
Right.
Talk about that transition, how that's all happened.
Absolutely. So, we've had this conversation over the past couple of years. How do we become branded as a college town? We haven't actually gotten there yet. And as Dr. Janet had mentioned in your earlier segment, we're beginning to transition into this college town mentality with the change in leadership in the city. They are very passionate about getting our colors out there, making sure that Salisbury University is a hallmark of this community. It's really been a culture shift that has taken some time. And we're seeing more enthusiasm with these buildings that have come up around the university, the new stadium, the community wanting to get involved, wanting to come onto campus, that really the community is adopting the university. We're getting to this place where we feel that we're becoming a college town, and it's an exciting time to be here.
Now, I saw in my newspaper recently that you have a new survey that's out for the public. You want some feedback from the public on the university and the relationships.
Yes. So it's called the Optimal College Town Assessment, and I actually had the good fortune of going to the International Town Gown Association conference held in D.C. Back in June. And I met an individual who gave a presentation from The Ohio State University who developed this assessment tool, which really tries to help universities understand the quality of their town gown relationships. So that's the relationship with the surrounding communities as it relates to student behavior issues, the economy, local businesses, getting their input, relationships with elected officials. And so the more that I heard about this presentation, the more intrigued I became that, Salisbury University could really benefit from having this assessment, understanding where we're at, taking a litmus test of where we are. And so I developed a relationship with the individual from Ohio State University, offered for us to use the assessment, and we are launching it. Actually, October 1st was the first day, and it will go all the way until November 30th. And we will actually use that data to develop an engagement plan for the Town Gown Council. How can we, based on the feedback, improve the relationships between Salisbury University and the surrounding community? So we're very excited about this. We're actually the third institution in the nation to actually do it.
Wow, cool.
So we're very excited about the possibilities, and we've already gotten a great response from the community.
Now, how do I find it? How do I get there?
So it's actually online. And I believe the link is actually going to be on the bottom of this screen.
Okay.
But it's My College Town Assessment /survey/Salisbury University.
But if I go to the university website, I can
It'll be on the
navigate
website under our community tab.
Okay. What are you going to do with the feedback?
So we'll develop this engagement plan. We'll take it to our Town Gown Council, which, as I mentioned earlier, has representatives from both the university and the community, and really dissect the feedback that we receive. What can we improve upon? Is the communication mechanisms that we have in place for the Town Gown Council, are they working? Are people understanding, how to file a complaint if there's a student issue in the community, or understanding what events we have on campus that they might be interested in attending? So we'll use this information to guide our steps moving forward as a strategic plan for the Town Gown Council.
And you guys are having more meetings out in the community.
Yeah. So about a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity to go to a policing forum with Chief Barbara Duncan, and I had the opportunity to meet people that I had never interacted with before who began complaining to me about issues that they'd been having with student rentals in the community. And I realized that a lot of the information that we're relaying at Town Gown Council wasn't being disseminated to the broader community, wasn't going back to these constituency groups. And that's what we're really working to rectify now. And so we made the decision in spring to host these town hall forums where we really talk about these issues. We give community an opportunity to give feedback to us, what issues are they experiencing, what houses, what residences might need to be addressed, with different conduct violations. But we also provide information regarding the student code of conduct process and how to lodge a complaint and then how we work through that complaint to come to a resolution. And we've had a very high success rate. Actually, in the spring, according to Chief Duncan, we had record lows of complaints in the community. And the county right now currently has record lows as well. So we believe that these initiatives are working. We're just trying to bolster that communication loop between the community and the university, and we're finding success at that.
So the code of conduct that applies on campus also applies in the neighborhoods?
It does. We made the decision a number of years ago as a town gown initiative that we would have the student code of conduct apply not only to students on campus, but to students off campus. And it's really helped. I mean, we're able to hold certain students accountable. Now, our students do a lot of good too. I don't mean to certainly just focus on the bad.
Yeah.
But it has helped us, identify issues and work to correct those issues. And actually, when we have these follow-up meetings with students after we bring them in, if there's a complaint, a lot of them have said that this experience helped change their life and their mentality on how to be a good neighbor, how to develop as a citizen. They're not just a part of a university community. They're a part of a much broader community here in Salisbury. So it's really great to see that change in mindset for our students as well.
I had a reader tell me that she finally learned when the students moved in next door to make cookies, go over, introduce herself, and she would have no problems.
Right.
What do you tell people who are in the communities about how to deal with students?
Precisely, that. And actually, that happens more often than you would think.
But just treat them like any other neighbor.
Exactly. We do encourage neighbors to go over, introduce yourself. And a number of our neighbors give out their cell phone numbers. If there's ever a problem, they remind them which day's trash day.
Right.
Simple things like that.
Where to park.
Where to park, not in the grass, on the front lawn.
Right.
And that's worked very, very well. And we have pockets throughout the community where there is a really strong bond between neighborhood residents and our students. And so we encourage students and neighbors to get to know each other and build this relationship. And actually, this fall, there was a block party that was hosted just off of College Avenue. And we saw SU administrators, faculty, staff, students, neighbors, landlords, all mingling and building community. And really, I think that's how we're going to launch this community forward, is through building those community ties between those different stakeholder groups.
Yeah, when you see the cleanup days when the students go out and clean up, it's really cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have the I Love Salisbury event, which was launched in 2008 in the fall semester, which is where the students will actually get assigned certain areas throughout the community, different projects where they'll actually go out and do community service at area nonprofits or local neighborhood houses, neighbors' houses. And they put in about several hundred hours between the thousands of students that participate in community service, which is really great to see. And then of course we have the event in the spring, the big event, which was started in 2005, which does essentially the same thing. So it's really great to see, and of course it builds goodwill between the students in particular and their university neighbors.
Any new things planned? I know you guys had the Fun Day. That was a thing. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, we're taking a look at different options as we get this feedback from this survey.
Right, good idea.
We had a lot of positive feedback from the community surrounding Fun Day. We are looking at maybe doing something similar in the future, maybe having more of a downtown emphasis with the revitalization that's going on.
Fun Day always seemed to be on the weekend that rained.
Yes, yep. And so that didn't work too well for the activities we had planned. But so we're taking a look at different things. I think it would be great, to relaunch some of those initiatives as well. And with the stadium coming online, I mean, that's going to be a great facility for the community to come out and enjoy a game. What we had previously was not that inviting. People were not that excited to come out to our stadium. That was almost like what the high schools had here locally, and not a world-class Division III university. So we're very excited about that project and hope that the community would take advantage of that.
I know it's important that students serve the community. Give me some other examples of how the students step up and serve the community.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, there's actually a multitude of ways that students in the academic curriculum actually get involved in the community and on a volunteer basis. for, I think it's the 12th year now, we've hosted the Relay for Life, and they've raised over $1 million for the American Cancer
Wow.
Society, which is just incredible, and that's an entirely student-run event. A number of courses and professors have gotten involved and contributed, something like around $150,000 to $200,000 worth of in-kind services to local nonprofits for advertising. To Halo Ministries for social work. So there are a number of different things that our students are doing in ways that they have become involved in the fabric of this community to make it, the great community that it is today.
Well, it's really great that the kids are getting out there and being part of the community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Robbie Sheehan, he's head of the Town Gown Council, and he's also Deputy Chief of Staff at the university,
Yes.
Government Relations, Public Relations, Government Affairs, Public
Community
Relations.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much, Greg. It was great to be here.
I'd like to thank our guest, SU President Janet Dudley Eschbach, and Robbie Sheehan, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Government and Community Relations Director and Chair of the SU Town Gown Council. I'm Greg Bassett, and this has been Salisbury University on the Air. Thank you for watching.